Hey guys, as I've already covered pretty quick in a video, basically I was in school when I saw that Samsung have announced finally they had this little event in New York on August the 13th. Do you say that? Yeah, I think August 30. Basically in New York they unveiled finally the Samsung Galaxy S2 for the States on 3 different carriers, and I'm going to go over how different these different phones are. First of all, we have the AT&T version. It is basically the European version of Samsung Galaxy S2, but without with none of these variants of the Samsung Galaxy S2. You get like the home button that you get on some of the European versions. But if you start off with the AT&T version, it is basically like the European version. No home button though, and also 4.3-inch display, and yeah, it's basically the European version, I guess you could say, but without the home button. But if you look at it, and yeah, no 4G LTE. But if we look at the Sprint and the T-Mobile versions, as we can see here, this is the T-Mobile version. First of all, we can see that this is the most rounded off phone. It's really both the Sprint and the T-Mobile version have more rounded edges compared to the T-Mobile and the European versions. And also what is making the T-Mobile and the Sprint version, what's the difference between them and the AT&T version is that they have a 4.5-inch display instead of a 4.3, and also they have a 10% bigger battery. And the T-Mobile is more rounded off, and then the Sprint version is also a little rounded off. I'm not sure if you get 4G with the T-Mobile version, but I do know that you get that with the Sprint version. But here you can see the T-Mobile version, and they locked it up in a box, so that kind of sucked. But here we can see the Sprint version, yeah, and there we can see a comparison with the AT&T version. So as you can see, it is a little thinner or a little smaller. And also you should know that the thickness on these both the Sprint and the T-Mobile version is like 10 millimeters. No, not 10 millimeters. Yes, I think, or is it 10 millimeters? No, but they are at least thicker comparing to the AT&T. The AT&T version is the thinnest one, but that's just because they got a smaller display. But yeah, and also that you get more battery power in the Sprint and the T-Mobile version is because it got big display, I assume. So yeah, very beautiful phones. See a comparison there, but that is awesome. I think they are available right now actually, and as you see here, they have some differences on the back. You can see that the Sprint version have little different how they manage to have the flash and stuff a little different. No big deals though. And then obviously we'll have the AT&T version, uses like the other European versions. So that is kind of awesome that they finally launched in the States. And I'm not sure if Samsung is still going to launch their Samsung Hercules phone in October, but I assume that they are going to. So that is going to be kind of sweet. So yeah, any questions? Good. Now let's go.